The views I'm going to express in this video are absolutely personal. It must not have anything to do with any of my associations, whether individuals or organizations. With whatever people, individuals, and organizations I am associated with, they are not in any way connected with these views. These are extremely personal views. Although for a professional person like me, there is very limited space even for expression of personal opinions, yet it is impossible to live without expression at some times. So when it becomes extremely suffocating to live without expression, when one feels extremely compelled to create a breathing space within one's own existence, then you have no option but to come out and express. I wanted to express the view on the recent Supreme Court drama only when it was complete, but the way the things have unfolded, it has become extremely difficult without expressing the views. The first thing is that has the Supreme Court really established itself as the third chamber of legislature, wherein to manage majority in lower house, upper house, not enough unless you have the majority also in Supreme Court. You can't get any law get through. It means unless you have majority in Supreme Court, which comprises of again two houses, you can say there are two houses in Supreme Court also, one bar, one bench. Not enough to have some kind of influence in bench itself, means even if you have judges who can consider, it's not enough unless you have equal influence in the bar. Actually what is happening is the country is being ruled by bar. It is the bar where there is absolute veto, absolute majority of Congress ecosystem, which it has built in last 75 years. It is bar that is legislating the law for India. The rejection or striking down of NJAC was the declaration that okay, you may have won majority in lower house, you are still far away from majority in upper house, that was Rajya Sabha. Even if you could manage majority in Rajya Sabha, how can you manage majority in Supreme Court? Even if you have some judges favorable to you in the bench, how can you manage majority in the bar? Bar means the lawyers, their generations which have been created, which have been generated in last 75 years. So the lawyers and the advocates are the product of Congress ecosystem, the left ecosystem. How can you fight with them? So the actual majority that is effective, that is functional, that's working, is the majority in bar. And BJP, who managed to get majority in Lok Sabha and later on also effectively in Rajya Sabha, it will take 70 years, at least 50 years to have majority in the bar. The entire 4 generations of lawyers and advocates, they are product of the Congress ecosystem, the leftist ecosystem, the European ecosystem, the Harvardian ecosystem. The entire bar ecosystem comprises of the leftist ecosystem. So I want to make it clear that to have majority in parliament is not enough to pass the laws unless you have majority in bar and bench. By this judgment, Supreme Court has clearly given the masses that Supreme Court through bar and benches is the real third, real substantive third chamber of parliament. So these two chambers are only formality. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha as the chambers of parliament are merely formality. The real chamber of lawmaking is now Supreme Court, where even if you have some sympathy in the bench, you are going to be extremely brutalized in the real majority. That's the majority in the bar. That's the real majority, the majority of the few intellectuals coming from few families who are sons and daughters of some lawyers, some advocates, some judges. They have turned the bar into the real lawmaking body of India. That is one thing. So India has been trapped into a tyranny of bar. The constitution has now become a big trap for India. These are my personal views. I have been teaching constitution with serious responsibility, kind of with devotion, but at personal level now I'm forced to feel that the constitution has become a big trap for India, where there is no meaning of popular majority, and the two houses of parliament are not the real lawmaker. It is the bar and the bench that makes the law for India. And it takes 4 generations to get the majority. In Lok Sabha, you can get majority after 5 years, but in bar, you will get majority after 75 years. You can get majority in Lok Sabha in 5 years, but in bar, you can have majority in 70 years, 50 years, 60 years, unless you have your own people joining bar, and the people who join bar are from all big families patronized by a party, patronized by an ideology that dominated the system for 75 years. Then you get the majority in the bar. And it's not a coincidence that this bar came from the Congress system, decided to get the NJSC struck down. They decided that even if this government comes to power and passes the bill, but it will be stopped in the third, it will be vetoed in the third chamber, the real chamber. This is how for last 10 years the things are happening. Democracy has also become a big trap. Democracy has become a trap of converting, of transforming the demography. So under the guise of democracy, you just need to make the policies in the law by which the majority is transformed into minority, and minority both manufactured and produced domestically and also imported internationally, they can become majority. So democracy has become the tool of transforming the demography from majority to minority and transforming minority into majority.